And welcome back, everyone, to the next series, which will be Zetsubou versus Ascendance. And we got sent on the killer straight off the bat, so it's automatically going to be a really rough game for our survivors. A survivor lineup being Halo, Chief, Zabravo, and Ioki, all still on Ascendance, as you would have seen in the Discord. Yes, a little bit of shenanigans of them trying to escape, but they are here, they are ready to compete, and that's what we all love about it. Now, what can we really anticipate here? Just being Sen's Hillbilly, I mean, it's known across the region to being one of the most scary hillbillies, if not the most scary hillbilly. Obviously, competing with the likes of Boosted and all the other bogan billies around. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head, which is criminal of me, but nevertheless, going to be loading in. Oh, Gibbsy. Gibbsy's an old one. My God, I can't believe I forgot that. But
There was that other Billy player from a little while back that was absolutely insane. It was always a treat to watch. I forget. It was Sorry, I'll think about it. You continue.
yeah, there's heaps. I mean, like, it just depends recent or like
Yeah,
before
true.
Okay, anyway, but we're taking chase onto our Lara Croft here, which is Ioki, who does have sprint burst in hand, I do believe. So going to be right. Oh, almost getting caught out in the corner of Shaq and going to be using this pallet. Sen playing nicely, just going to be able to kick that as well. Now got Blue Sword in hand. This is going to be absolutely detrimental if we're not careful here on this side of Ioki, playing the car very nicely. Now going to be using the window on the wrong side. Not on the right side rather, sorry. Now medium vaulting that. It is light, it is not sprint burst. I lied to you guys. I kind of went past my head a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Sen colliding into a lot of things, unfortunately here. Yoki just having a really nice chase for what it's worth. There is a hook just blocking our flicks here at this car, and we are going to be able to W make distance, and Sen doesn't want any of it anymore. He's going to opt to go for something a little bit more in his favor, maybe catch somebody out off guard, and we do see some scratch marks here over it too, and it does seem to be our ace in Speedos, which is TTV Bravo. We're going to be pre-dropping this pallet instantly now. Blue Saw coming in hot, but we're going to go and catch Chief off guard, working main. Absolutely criminal stuff.
Yeah, that was absolutely criminal. Really good start here, actually. Well, it was a good start from the Survivor side, and then Shift is going to be going down there, unfortunately. As we do actually see Eruption with the Ruin as well, so it has that backup of a bit of a slowdown. The end game to play with the Eruption if the Ruin gets cleansed early, but Ruin's still going, which is really nice for the Hillbilly, high mobility. And we do see that Doom Engravings, and we actually see the turn rate, so that's also a really interesting utilization of the add-ons. I've been around for a little while, so I'm guessing that some of the add-ons have been definitely nerfed since probably last time I saw the Hillbilly, which is probably why the boots are being taken. But we also do see Zabravo kind of hanging around the hook here. Did pre-stealth, has that deli as well, so should hopefully definitely get that unhook off, as we do see that the Hillbilly is kind of trying to pressure. Just kind of, having a strong terror, just having a strong presence on the map, getting, these little bits and bursts of Ruin, just kind of, in and around while patrolling the hook. So definitely, I think I like this from Sen. Going close to the hook. This is just playing safe, playing optimal on the killer, playing low risk. And this is the power of Billy. Get an early down. If you go back to hook early enough and that unhook hasn't happened, then you just have no window to get the save.
Yeah, definitely. He's just securing that second stage. Now going to be going all the way down to 11 because he did have some info that somebody would be working on this. And
it was in time.
Wait, we got sniped. Oh, there's no way they didn't hit the second stage. It's absolutely crazy. Sen going to be opting to go and try and cut them off just before they hit 6, but that's huge to be able to snipe that save. That was just a bunch of wasted time around the hook for Sen now. We're going to be playing the LNTs here on the side of Chief, kind of running into them, unfortunately, so not too well experienced on the micro. Is just going to be going down at that window, unfortunately. But they are 3 splitting generators, it does seem, or is it? No, they're 2-1 split. So there's 2 on main, 1 over at 11. 11 should be popping anytime soon. I mean, we're lucky to really have Chief off at this point in time, because this could be a death of 5 generators if it wasn't, if you weren't careful. We can get that generator in the background pop. Yeah, definitely. I mean, now we're just going to probably opt to go all the way down to 1, but we know that generator progress is happening all the way over at main. I do believe that's going to be his next point of interest, and it is. He has spot 2 survivors just walking, and we have blown up the generator in the process as well, getting a little bit hesitant on the side of survivors. I can only imagine that that was so close to being done, which is why that would have happened. Maybe just struggling to get off it. They're like, oh no, I can get this done, I swear. But we're going to be playing the checkbox on the side of Zabravo and now getting hit through the M1. And we're still in a very good position on the side of Sen here, perhaps.
Yeah, just a delayed death at this point. But, that save, that clutch arm snipe was pretty big. I mean, the game, as you said, literally would have been somewhat out of the game at 5 gens. In comparison to now, they actually have the opportunity to get some generators done with some pressure. There's a window here that they could probably have to save, but if they do not save by the time The Billy gets back, but the unhook does occur. Fortunately, Chief now going to be trying to play the tunnel out here. He has to last in this chase. It all comes down to this. You need a big chase here. You need to step up for your team, as it all rides on this one chase, to be completely honest, because 3v1 at 4 generators against the Billy with Ruin still active is going to be pretty tough, a pretty tall order to ask, especially considering the kill play is Sen. So enough said there, as Chief is going to be running back to this TR wall where they kind of got down a bit earlier. But could you try and play it? They do have Bamboozle, but I mean, don't really necessarily have to utilize it at a TL wall, considering it's half the time it's a 50-50. Anyway, there we go, the Bamboozle coming through, but not quite going to be vaulting back. Maybe expecting the vault back and just kind of trying to pre-leave hold W. I kind of respect that a bit, but not quite going to pan out there. Sen going to be picking up. This is going to be the death at 3 generators and going to be getting that reset onto Zetsubou. And it seems like at this stage now, we have a death. Oh, an extra gen. I was going to say for 3 generators, no extra progress, but 3 generators done. So that snipe actually has, resulted in generators getting completed. So decently played so far, but 3v1 now situation with the Billy.
You know what? As crazy as it sounds at the moment, on paper, when you look at it, Survivors actually got the upper hand here, having 3 survivors left in the trial, 2 generators remaining. So tunnel out happening at what you pretty much expect on a Billy set, right? Ideally, you want them out at 1 generator remaining. But for what it's worth, just if we're able to really have a juicer chase here, this could be problematic for Sen. And we have spotted someone over at the backside of Shack, which is Yoki, but he doesn't have access to any pallet, and he's just going to be going down, and that's going to be another hook onto him. Unfortunately for Chief, being tunneled out in the game, isn't going to be able to play out the end game. I know he would have wanted to. Maybe just it was a nice chase over at 5, but I would have liked to see maybe some better check spots at least. Maybe we could have lasted just a little bit, few more seconds longer. And just moving back into the recent events, I mean, with everything taken into consideration, this is still a pretty good game from our Survivor team here, but they're going to have to bounce back after that down happening. I mean, it's really hurt them in this regard, especially having no resources to work with just outside of Shack, and we've caught out the Survivor going for the unhook, and that is just not what you want.
That was a nice turn.
Zetsubou has done a little bit of jiggy around the generator, as we like to say, and now he's just going to be going down, unfortunately, with the blue saw coming in at the most inconvenient time, and now just back to the hook, and Halo's just one tap down, being the No Mither survivor, but can't be slugged, which is, the whole reason you bring No Mither.
Yeah, the free arm break for the trade of the Hell State, so definitely an interesting perk choice that can prove to put the kill in a difficult situation sometimes. But as you said, check spots, I mean, it is a man with a chainsaw. It is kind of scary, especially considering the person behind the chainsaw is Sen as well. So as Halo is going to be trying to dodge outwards, but Sen predicting the outwards dodge is actually going to get the down. Too much IQ there on the Billy flicks, as the hook's going to be coming through here. Halo, that's only the first hook though. So I mean, honestly, I just said before, they were in a decent spot after the first death, and I feel like the goal here, to get at least minimum get down to 4k1, 4k0, they give the kill at least a chance, to maybe have a fighting chance in that killer side. But going to be curious to see how the rest of this trial kind of pans out. I would say at the minimum, you definitely at least want 1 more gen, like at the bare minimum.
Let's pull it back to a 4k1, boys. I have faith. I mean, with the gens, over at 1 here, just so far, look, if we ping pong 1 and 7, definitely doable. But they can't play for the outs. I mean, you can, but I feel like you'll be setting yourself up for failure. Ideally, they'll just go for the middle generator and just hope for the best ping pong in those last 2 generators, but Sen's not going to allow that, so he's going to spot out Zetsubou here, just kind of stealth around 7. Now slapping the pallet into Sen's face as well, playing that nicely, breaking the LOS accordingly, and we have caught out Halo, who's just kind of... Oh, he's taking the hit as well to prolong the chase with the...
Because of No Mither.
Oh, No Mither. And now that's going to extend it. We're going to be able to make the LNTs on the side of Zetsubou. Yoki in the background just doing a generator, so... Probably on the one side of the map, I can't lie. And we're just going to be revving the chainsaw. No blue saw at the moment, so we're going to be bamming that window too over at the T-wall. We've been bamboozled once more. Going to be faking the window, but not quite working. Tree tech. No, not going to be working. Halo going to pick himself up, though, as we did slug the No Mither, so there's something in our favor. But as soon as we're going to get this hook onto Zetsubou, and I'm not too sure where Sen's going to go, but if he does go to 1, it's just going to be immense trouble. And he knows it. He knows that Survivor will be working the furthest generator from the chase, which will be 1. And he has gone over there, and we do see some progression on it, and Ruin taken into effect again. So they're just playing through Ruin, powering through Ruin, and I'm not too sure if that's calculated or the fact that they're just struggling to find the totem at the moment. And going to be taking this window vault on the side of Ioki after greeting the pallet nicely over at the jungle gym at 1. Going to be getting caught out a little bit here, opting to go the long side so we don't get M1 at the pallet. Some very nice work here, but dropping the pallet on the wrong side is going to result in a M1. And we do know the Send mind games can get to a few of our players, so that is probably what happened there around that pallet. So taking this hook on onto Ioki now. I can only wonder what Zetsubou and Halo are doing. Zetsubou at the moment, I think he was Delhi, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he is broken at the moment, and I didn't manage to catch sight of that. Kind of happened right underneath my nose, but the build's really taken into effect here. I can't lie, Peps.
Yeah, allow the surviving Halo to actually just be able to set up the pull the Delhi, so it gets a decent bit of value there. And the Halo build is actually interesting as well because like you have that no mither, and if you have the DS active like they did before, you basically have God mode if you take it down for a survivor, especially against the Billy. So it's actually a cool build. I don't mind it. Sen now going to be trying to chase down Zetsubou here as we see the Ruin Totem. I think it might be hidden behind that sheet metal in the truck, actually. I'm not too sure. Or maybe no one's just walked into the truck. But nonetheless, they are trying to power through this Ruin. One more generator, guys. You got this. Come on. Bring it home. As Ioki is injured as well. Halo still it's going to be permanent because of that no mither, but they're going to pop one more generator. I think they have the same idea that we had. Just go for the last gen, and it's going to be a 4K one to wrap it up.
A 4K one, definitely. And now Halo taking the last chase of the game is going to be able to use this Z wall and try to prolong the chase a little bit more. And he is, wait, I thought he even went back to 1-2. I can't lie. But we have caught him back out at the Z-Wall, we're faking out the dead hard too on the side of Sen, so, you know, and it happens like clockwork. Halo's going to be going down. Yoki up with the unbreakable in the background if you were paying attention as well to the avatar. It's going to allow us to run all the way down around side the main building. What do we do from here? I mean, this is pretty much like Sen's just going to really hold position here at mid now and protect these two hooks. No, I don't really see a world where they get out of this.
Nah, it's an easy hatch, dude. There's no way. There's no way that Sen gets over the chainsaw before them and moves at the speed of light. That doesn't happen, right?
Surely not. Now we're just going to be running a chainsaw just outside of...
Yeah, that's I mean, they did utilize the effects pretty well this game. Like we had that creative use from like the no mither DS. We saw the unbreakable there. Like they did get some use cases, and I mean a 4K one against Sen's Billy is a pretty right result. So I mean it gives at least the killer player something to try and play towards, like attempt to. As I'm guessing like the average for Billy would be like what 10 stages of 4K 0. I'm guessing.
Yeah, anywhere between their high stages, low 4Ks, and as we say that, this will be the end of the game at a 4K1, so more or less just a little bit above average for Sen, a little bit under average for us. The second series tonight where we'll be seeing Halo's Hillbilly on the Blood Lodge. Kind of been thrown into the deep end from what we call on the grapevine. I can't lie, I don't think he was actually meant to be the Hillbilly player, but will be tonight. So for the Survivor lineup, though, he's against Zetsubou, the reigning champions, the grand finalists of last season. It is Sen, Baki, Silly, and Kanalev. That is a lineup if I've ever heard one. It's a lineup from the old ages. You know, if you've been in comp for a while now, you definitely know who these players are. But spawning over at the bottom side now, we're going to go for probably a 2-2 split, seeing the corrupted the Deja as well. We are going to be spawning on the top side on Halo's end, and now he's going to be going all the way down to Deep 6, where we do manage to see our Rick Grimes here, which is back. He just kind of caught out in this broken 4 walls tile. Is it a hee-hee-ha-ha tile? It is a hee-hee-ha-ha tile, okay. So we're going to be taking first chase at a hee-hee-ha-ha tile and opting to loop the edge map, giving it a little bit of bags as well. I'm not too sure what that's about, buddy, but maybe trying to hide behind that as Z-Wall. Yeah, Z-Wall gaming, as we would like to put it. And we're going to be vaulting straight back into the loving embrace of Halo. Life is going to allow us to make the window all the way back down to the outside of 6 as well. So automatically, we're just struggling here on this side of Halo to get this down really nice and quickly with Blue Sword in hand. And the blind coming in after the hee-hee-ha-ha tile is dropped. We're not going to be able to make as much distance as we would have liked, though. This is going to be a quick back rev if we're not able to make Shack Pallet, which it is on the other side. We're going to have to do a little bit of stair jiggy. Oh, no. That's rough.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rough. The crouch tech it plagues a lot of killers in this game, and it can punish pretty hard, as we just saw there. That's the difference between having like a decent start against a team like this and now having to play for a down here at like a worse spot. So very unfortunate. But as you said, if people have been around for a while, they'll know like the players on this team, or like kind of like a team like this. But if you've been around for even longer, there's a player called Canna, which I have not seen play for years. So this is actually going to be a treat to see Canna playing yet again. I'm actually really keen to see this, as we're going to be seeing Silly now getting chased. Very, very known for their insane like micro on the Survivor and their decision making. So going to be interesting to see how Halo tries to combat that, as now Silly's going to be pre-dropping this pallet, going to be playing around it, extending it out, and now just kind of try to pre-leave. And we'll actually go back, because I think he realized the Hillbilly actually did fake break the pallet, so still has it to play around. I think no, never mind. It did not. So he actually did break it. My bad. As we're going to be seeing Silly now trying to make their way over to this gym, but this gym's pallet's already been used. Could this be the potential down coming through with the crouch? But they're stuck because the totem's there as well. So they're stuck between the totem and the locker. So unfortunate for Silly. It was a good dodge, but also a good cancel from Halo.
Yeah, that's mighty unfortunate on the side of Silly. I mean, I was literally just about to say that's not the guy you want to be chasing, but unfortunately just kind of getting stuck in between the corner and the totem. So Halo going to be taking this first hook of the trial at 4 gens remaining. You know, it's an okay start. You can definitely pull back from this and start snowballing. We're going to take a very dry kick on this generator with Pop and Eruption as well. So going to be looking to see if we can spot out whose scratch marks these are, and it is Backy who's going to be rotating all the way down to the 11 side of the map now. Going to be playing this R and L wall, going to be vaulting the window straight off the bat. Life coming into effect as well is going to allow him to go around the corner safely. We do have access to another Z-War, and whether he uses that or not, yeah, he's definitely going to use that. And look what's happening here. The Z-War juices. Oh my god, okay. And getting a little bit mind game on the side of Halo. The crouch tech coming in, that's absolutely crazy. And now we're going to be just keep on greeting this window. I think we're going to take it this time. And we do. We take it, and Halo just getting caught out. Just... Oh, he's...
be unblocked. Oh, leaving.
Yeah, it is, but he's leaving. I thought so. I mean, I wouldn't really want to sit there chasing Backy over on that Z-Wall if I failed to... You know, I probably should have just went for the M1, I can't lie. We went for like the chainsaw around the Z-Wall. Oh my god. Is that like the third one?
Yeah, no, I think it's like the third one so far this game. The mechanics on the Survivor side, all the Survivors are just pretty mechanically gifted, so it's hard. Like, they really make you work for the hits in the downs. And somebody remember, as you said, that like Halo wasn't even the original Billy player for this side of Ascendance, so kind of filling in here, as you said, getting thrown to the deep end, trying their best here. They get a few more downs though. Potentially could get decent stages here. There still is 3 gens remaining. They have pops, so if they get a few chain downs, get a few nice pops and eruptions, they could be get a fair result here, as Halo now forced to leave, and eventually they're going to have to commit and choose someone to commit here to chase, as we're getting some insane comms as well from the Survivor side, leaving immediately the split second that they leave chase, and Halo now having to work for this chase here on the back, but gets a nice chainsaw here, going to get the down in the eruption, so maybe this is the start of the chain.
Maybe, and now we're going to take the pick onto Backy, who's going to be hooked over at this side of 9, 10 even. So, there's some more around the 10 side, I would say. And we have pre-dropped this dumpster filler, someone bolting in. It is going to be Silly. He's going to be making all the way down to Shaq, but we do see Shaq proc in the background, and Halo's going to want none of that. He's going to go all the way back to Backy, who's just kind of sitting on top of this hill here, waiting for the balance proc maybe or something of the sort. Blind's coming in half from the side of, I do believe this is Canalave, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, actually. This is Sen. Okay, it's Sen. He's just using the RNL. Well, why is Backy just sitting here, bro? Wait, what?
What the hell? The beamer save. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe DS? I'm not too sure. I didn't actually take notice of their perks, but Sen now just electing to take the chase and going to be getting some blinds here. Oh, it's Champion of Light.
And now he's going to be using this little L wall here. Going to be slapping the pallet in his face very nicely on the side of Sen. Going for the double blind as well. Champion of Light in cooldown though, so not going to be having any more... what do you call it?
On break, DS.
So.
That's
Ooh,
why.
Okay, so he was just aggroing. That's all right then, I guess. I mean, still have access to life now if he's able to make a window of some sort. I don't know if they're... maybe even a dropped pallet over here at this car filler outside of just mid-12, and that's going to be the final gen procking at 2 stages as it currently stands. He is chasing the one of the hook survivors, so ideally he'll want a fresh to at least get that 5-stage secured. He is electing to go all the way down to this gate over here at 8. Not being worked currently at the moment. Maybe someone's stealth around the area, and I think he thinks the same, but yeah, by the looks of it, I think we've all just kind of split up. He has found Silly. Maybe Silly was kind of just stealthing around for it, and now going to be taking the final chase of the game, and I feel like I'm having deja vu from the game that Bleedouts had with JD as their killer as well. It is Silly going to be taking the final chase, and we do have Sen doing some looping with friends as well. Not too sure what's going to be happening here. Just some Champion of Light action going. Love to see it. I'm going to be using this truck here too over at 9. Going to be trying to break as much LOS as we possibly can on the side of Silly. And we're going to go for no collision tech on the Sin car on the side of Halo, but bumping right into the mirror, right into the window, unfortunately.
The delay bolt.
Oh, and that's just kind of caught us off guard.
Oh, damn, like Silly, like, as you said, last survivor to chase. What a survivor to chase, Silly. Interesting as like the down's gonna be coming through here. Oh, no beamer though. Oh, they were looking for it, but not quite having the angle there. So this will, I think eventually, unless Sen somehow pulls off something magical, which I don't think is gonna occur. But yeah, that's gonna be the save actually. After the blind, never mind, something magical did occur. Sen does not want he does not want Silly to die here, and actually elects to get that pull. Pretty clutch there. They want the 4 out, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the last chase of this match now on the side of Sen. Again, not a survivor you really want to be chasing, because this could be the intro to one of his YouTube videos, I can't lie. Now doing a little bit of a crouch tech's going to be able to make the window into 6 as well. And he only has the window to really work with here. I don't know if he's going to try and play for the hatch or the gate. He's going to crouch this rock as well. Does have access to another pallet over at the mid side of the map. He's probably going to just greed that as well and go all the way back down to main. Is he going to be able to make the gate all the way on the far side of 12? I think he is if Halo isn't able to catch up with the blue saw. I can't really see what's going on at the moment, but we almost collided into a little bit of the clutter just kind of being in our way. The double back into No, there's no way he makes the hatch here. Oh, no.
It's going to come down to the cooldown.
Oh.
But the block is perfect from Halo. So they actually are going to probably end up getting the down here most likely. Going to close the hatch, but the end game collapse I think will be enough here to down and kill Sen. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get out, but they did get their comrade out, Silly, in the end. But damn, what a game. That was pretty... honestly, that was just entertaining even just from my mind.
And welcome back, everyone, to the second set where it is Ascendance versus Zetsubou. So for the killer side, we have Zetsubou for the side of Ascendance, and for the survivors, it will be Senbaki, Silly, and Canalave, as you would have seen last game. We didn't really see too much of Canalave that game. It was just, Sen and Baki kind of taking the game by storm. You know, you saw Silly a little bit, but maybe we can see all 4 of them this time in this match, and with Zetsubou and the killer being a nightmare set as well, Peps. This is my first time casting one and your first time casting one. Not the first time casting Dead Dog Saloon, though, as we do know that Wraith was previously on this map for years on end in the OCs. Yes, and we've even had Ghostface, we've had Singularity. I mean, we've had so many killers. Even
Bleedouts
at one point.
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about those. But we will be reading the first chase off the back here over at the shack, and we're going to be breaking this door on the side of the Bravo. So really nicely done by him to note that, you know, the doors in this map, there's only really one door that you don't break, but nevertheless we'll be taking chase back onto Baki, who has been using this carriage pallet, looping straight into the shack pallet once more, and it's because it is a weaker tile, we'll just be pre-dropping that as well due to our distance also. And now we're just going to be using this really short filler over at 6 here, and we have to be very careful here on the side of Baki.
Oh, nice.
Time to getting hit through it, unfortunately. Now continuing on with the chase on the back side of 6, all the way down to 7, maybe even all the way down to 8. Not too sure why we're swinging at that there. We have just W'd all the way down into corner 8 backyard, if you know those call-outs, and just going to be playing this filler pallet here as well. Another really weak short filler. Going to be pre-dropping it, but playing the vault nicely. The check spot's on point on the side of back. He's going to be going all the way down to the back of 8, looping around this rock here and just getting hit by the tip of the claws on the side of Alfred Eduardo. That will spell the first stage at 5 gens remaining.
Yeah, no, 4 gens remaining now as this generator just pops in the background, but does eventually get the down here onto back here. They were looping that that pallet really well. Using that outer rock is really good, and even the generator on just to extend it that little bit more. So utilizing it very well, but eventually going down, but trying to greed the hook, but not quite gonna make it as they really wanted that hook, apparently, that hook placement, but not quite gonna be able to get there as now Baki has access to this, I think makeshift 4 lane with the water tower, which is actually one of the stronger areas of the map. That water tower palette is actually really, really good. As we're going to be seeing, actually, I think it's the Nightmare is just going to be leaving, getting a tag actually onto Silly. So definitely going to be switching focus here, TPing onto the top of the map. And this is what you probably want to be doing, just trying to cause absolute chaos on the Nightmare, TPing around, trying to get tags, trying to get all that you can get. And I'm not too sure. I haven't really been too familiar with like the changes that they've done to Freddy since coming back, but I'm guessing, do you have both the pallet and the slow in one now, or the fake pallets?
Yeah, you do. There's so the slow is no longer a pool of blood. It is like a
projectile.
A shot. Yeah, it's a projectile exactly. But you still do have access to fake pallets. It is both in your main ability. So you're gonna take a head on as well over at main too on the side of Zetsubou. Not too sure who that was. Cheeky bastard just hiding in the locker. Probably. You know what? I actually have no clue, but all I do know is that we've completely lost sight of our tunnel out. We've lost sight of anybody in the trial, really. Everything's just kind of fallen apart for Zetsubou. Do have some generator progress. Silly being able to win that toilet pallet over at, like, you know, backside 6 is absolutely criminal. We do see Catalive now, sorry, just sitting on top of main here. Just
I was going to say too, I feel like he would have, it feels the head-on play seems like a counter move.
Wait, was it him though?
Yes, it was actually.
Oh, it was. It was. Damn. Okay, it was him. I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if, you know, it was funny shenanigans on Sen's end either. But we taking another hit onto Baki here. We'll be taking chase all the way down to the water tower. Our initial tunnel out, if you will, on a full health state, and that's another gen in the background progressing. We're gonna be pre-dropping this water tower filler, but we can still play this, even though we have some slowing capabilities on the side of our Freddy here. Oh, there's no way. Thanks, that I thought we had him at, I hit those on WA, that's all I'm saying. But we're going to be breaking this on the side of Zetsubou, continuing on the chase all the way down to 4, where we do have access to another pallet over at this, it's very strong makeshift 4 walls that you called it before, Peps, and oh no. Just a little bit mistimed on the swings there, I feel like, and Baki just playing the check spots ever so nicely. We're just really struggling to get our first stage of the trial here, guys. It's just, bear with us, maybe it's coming soon, who knows, but we've opted to leave this on the side of Zetsubou. Interesting.
Yeah, this whole like lane of the map is like so strong for survival when it comes to chase. You just see the lineup of the pallets there, and then you pretty much have to force break them. Those pallets that look kind of not great, if they're like pre-dropped early, they're pretty damn strong because you can usually get like the long loops out of them. But we're going to be seeing Zetsubou here trying to see if they can cut off, maybe try and catch a survivor out of position, but not quite going to be able to see. It actually does kind of catch one out of position. Does have the canna pellet on that corner of the map. Funnily enough, Canna's actually in the match, so maybe Canna will use canna pellet. We'll see. As we do see Silly now getting tagged, going up into the top of the main building. Going to be heading down these stairs and just, whoa, what is that? The scratch marks just kind of disappeared a bit there. Was that Dance With Me? Maybe with the live actually coming in clutch there. I'm not too sure. We didn't double check those perks, but if so, that definitely caught them out. Yes, It is the Dance With Me. That is some actual crazy value there. Oh
Definitely.
my god.
And now being able to make that window is absolutely criminal on the side of Baki. We've got a fake pallet over at Shaq now here. But we are playing very carefully on the side of Baki, who's going to be utilizing this already dropped short filler over on the side of 6, but kind of getting caught on the hay bales is going to result in a tag, and now running all the way down to the 4 section of the map, where I don't think we have access to this pallet anymore on the side of the 4 walls. It has been broken. Wait, no, it hasn't been. It was never even dropped. Why did I think it was broken and dropped? Okay, anyway, we're just going to continue.
Any means necessary.
Oh, I didn't know he picked it off in the background. That's crazy. Even this pallet is. I'm not. You know what? I'm losing my mind. I can't remember for the life of me. But I'm as confused as Zetsubou is, and he's just trying to mind game this pallet here over at 4. Going to be taking the kick, and now zoning Baki back into the middle of the map. It does have this nice middle filler to be working with. Kana is around for the head on if we're not careful. Take note, Zetsubou, but we are going to be taking that tag. And Kana's going to be running all the way back up to the top of main. Now, continuing on the chase back to Baki, he's just having a phenomenal match at this point. You know, really being able to dodge being hooked at all. And we're still really forever in search of that first stage on the side of our killer, unfortunately. Zetsubou just having a really rough time. We've opted to leave Baki here and we want someone else that maybe we can catch them out where pallets haven't been thrown. You know, we have Sen over at 10. We have Silly over here at the gallows window. I'm not too sure. He's going to play the window here and it is light. So, you know, with no access to balanced landing, that's the best you can probably do over there. That and the sprint burst drop, as we all know and love. They did take away the boxes over at the gallows. There used to be a little bit of a glitch where, I wouldn't even say a glitch, I don't even know what you'd call it, an exploit, whatever you want to say, where you could just kind of fall on top of the boxes and use a sprint burst and it would count as if, like, you know, you used balance as it breaks your fall. But nevertheless, we'll be continuing to chase back onto Silly, where this pallet has also been picked up via Baki from any means necessary. We'll be eating an early tag there and going all the way back down to this carriage pallet, faking that we left it and swinging through that is Zetsubou, getting slapped in the face by the pallet once more. Windows of opportunity is going to allow us to see the pallet over at 8 as well. Just as long as we don't go for Shaq and get caught off guard, there's no way we anticipate we'll go on for Shaq. And the body coming in from Sen is going to allow him to rotate all the way down to the middle of the map and allow Silly to make to the window of main. Zetsubou falling for the bait. Not being able to make the swing either, and that is absolutely criminal from Silly. This is just a masterclass performance from the guys at Zetsubou. Now playing the pallet, getting a little bit frustrated on the side of Zetsubou. You can tell from the swings as well that he needs to just really compose himself and make sure that he's getting a little bit closer to the survivors. He is too far away to go for these ambitious swings. And now we have spotted a reset just happening in the middle of the map. That's absolutely crazy. And we do have access to this. We've faked the pallet as well. And we've just exploded it into nothing. And it's just hit nobody. We are continuing on to Baki. And Baki's going to be taking chase all the way back to the... I thought Kana was in the damn locker. But he was somewhere around for the protection here. The Cracker coming in hot. And surely now this is the first stage of the trial.
I was going to say, with the way they were playing that whole passage of play, they're playing for the 0 stage. That's what they're trying to do. But unfortunately, it took one too many tags, and I feel like you can only do so much. Eventually, the down does come through. It took a long time, but it has occurred. And this all came off the back of just trying to greed that one hook at the start. Which is absolutely crazy to think about, as we do have the TP coming through, the gallows gen not really being worked there. We see the reset happening all the way at 2, I think, as we're going to also see Silly around the back of main, not going to get reset, so just playing safe, playing that corner check spot. That is extremely safe, especially against an M1 killer, as now Zetsubou kind of can't find the reset, which is what I feel like kind of had to occur if they wanted to try and get anything in this endgame. Shaking the head towards Baki. Just not impressed, I don't think, with the play that's been happening in this game. But Zetsubou now kind of just at a bit of a loss as to what to do. Obviously, you have a bit of pressure back on the hook there. You probably see a survivor going down that 1 to 5 side of the map to go for that pull. And then we'll probably see the other survivor rotating the main to get that reset onto Silly, potentially. And it's just one generator remaining, so not that much longer yet, the reset coming through. But now, Zetsubou, you have to be worried. There is definitely a survivor probably hiding in 4, probably going for that pull. As we're going to be seeing Sen. This is Sen now getting chased towards 1. This generator is actually a decent progress as well. The kick coming through. No champion of light. I don't think you can utilize on this killer. And now Sen going to be actually not chased anymore, as Zetsubou is going to be heading back to the hook. And the pull will be coming through very last second, perfectly timed.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're going to continue on the tunnel out onto Baki. Now, it's interesting that you noted that the passage of play all stemmed from Zetsubou greeting the Painless hook at the beginning of the game, and I do agree with you in that fact. But are you a believer of the butterfly effect, Peps?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see what happens.
I honestly think that, yeah, it is just a result of obviously what happened at the beginning. What if we opted to take that hook and actually follow through with conventional gameplay as opposed to greeting for pain resonance. We'll never know! So we'll now be continuing on the chase onto Sen over at the front side of main. Gonna be looping the window out of all things. No pallet in our disposal. And is he gonna make the fast fold on that? We've anticipated on the side of Zetsubou, but Sen a little too smart and just decided to fake the window as well. Faking this one too. Trying to bait out a swing, playing a little bit too cheeky. Gonna result in a tag. Zetsubou can still play for a few more stages here, as I don't think that there's too much den pressure on the map. We do say that, and there's 3 Pistons here over at 1, so maybe they're also working Gallows or something of the sort. Yeah, Silly just kind of sitting Gallows there, just being the single man on that generator, and we are going for a triple reset on the backside of main at the reset point, which is what it's, you know, it's the master check spot there. A little bit closer towards the main building than the actual check spot. A life coming in from Silly, but the hindering effects coming in through the base power of Freddy. So that's mighty unfortunate for the side of Silly. And Silly's going to be opting to take chase all the way back down to main. And we knew it was coming. I just knew. I knew the head-on was coming. Like, I anticipated it the first time we didn't get it, but, you know, enough times and we get it a second time. So, nevertheless, taking chase back on to Cano, who's going to be using the shack window. That's all he pretty much has at this point. I'm not too sure if he makes it again, though. I mean, yeah, he's just going to try and play distance instead of going for the window. I do like this play. He's going to be getting tapped there, or slapped rather, sorry, and going to be running all the way down to the main building where there's not really much for him to work with, and I'm not too sure if he's going to opt to go for a window, but we've been interrupted, intercepted by Baki. A massive interception. The last generator of the trial procking in the background, and we've... I don't know if that was intentional or not. Well, we were meant to go for the window there, or we were meant to go for the locker and force. I can't lie.
Because they're the only survivor that's been hooked, I think. So they want to try and take the death.
But that would be a good save if that was the story. I just, for some reason, thought he was going for the window vault. But you know what? I'll let it slide. I think that he did go do that intentionally. So, you know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. And now we're going to be TPing to the door all the way over at Deep 12 via the generated teleport. So... now we've caught someone out off guard here. I do believe this is Canalave, if I'm not mistaken, from if my old man is seeing eyes do serve me right. It is him in the purple hat on the ace, who's going to be looping around this 3 tile, but ultimately nothing to be used, and he'll be just going down, unfortunately. So, another pick onto Cana. It's going to spell 5 stages if we're able to secure this. If we're not, and they all go for resets, it'll spell 3 stages at the very worst, and it'll be a 3-2 game, which...
oh, no.
And...
they get off now.
I don't know. Surely not. Front hook serves us right. Oh, not again! And it's happened to us a second time where we only have 2 stages now. I mean, we've greeted for a basement hook when realistically we just sort of took the stages on a more favorable hook closer to where the down had happened. But I guess that's that's what you're met with, and they're just out. There's just no way he makes it, and he's trying to put the pallets up, but he's getting the slow value, and he's missed Canna. Canna was the only one he could hit, and the nope is coming in, and that will spell the end of that match, which will...
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the set between Ascendance versus Zetsubou. We just saw 2 stages, 1 fresh hook. So it's going to be a bit of a tall order here to try and 1 stage a killer, but we get a special treat. From what I know, I think this is Canna's first killer game in a very long time, and I'm really keen to see what we can see him do on the Nightmare. Very, very, very good killer play from back in the day. I think probably one of the best, most consistent killer players like the region has probably seen back in his heyday. So I'm sure that they'll do absolutely fine here on this game, as we do see Fixated. I think we might have just heard an alert proc, which we do. Did the Nightmare going towards that main building, just pre-breaking a bunch of stuff, which is always a good thing to do, especially if you spawn on that top side of the map, as Canna now just going to be trying to go away here, start a few chases, but pretty stock standard build here. They actually did opt to go for that sloppy butch, unlike the last kill, which is what Halo ran. Halo did not run the bamboozle. They also have this, the bamboozle sorry as well. Is that we're going to be instantly dropping that shack pallet, wanting to play as conservatively as possible, and you kind of do have to, considering your win con is 1 stage.
Yeah, definitely. And now we've opted to go for Chief, just kind of caught out doing 3 in the open, unfortunately. We've completely lost sight of Halo. Seemed to be well, we had what seems to be a good start to a chase, but nevertheless, we'll be taking chase now back on to the water tower here. And it's interesting to note, I actually do remember when the last time Canna played Kilo, and that was during the Revolution versus 2 Savage show match just before DVO had ended. Yeah, I think this is before the Thai League tournament had happened during around that time. So maybe maybe literally a year ago, like a little bit more. So hopefully we can see some impressive results here, and with the first stage already gone to him and another quick tag over at the main building, I definitely say that will be the case. Now Zetsubou going to continue the chase on the backside of main to 11, but Canna's not going to have any of it. Going to be slapping Halo through that pallet. My God, that is a 60 MS coming in clutch, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding there. We will be committing chase back onto our unhooked survivor at the moment, which, are we going to opt to go for the tag? No, we're going to opt to go for the tunnel out on the side of Chief. Chief doesn't really have much to go on here. Going to have to drop this filler pallet over at the side of 7. Now he's going to be able to make the window as well. Going to be vaulting preemptively and then vaulting back into very nice mechanical work from Chief there to be able to last in this chase and go all the way back around the shack though. But this is a fake pallet if my memory serves me correctly, and we haven't used it, but I know we have, and we've just caught it in the nick of time. A little bit of an ugly looking hit there on the side of our survivor. Unfortunately, I thought he was in the clear a little bit, as it was fairly late, but I guess the AoE was a little too strong in our killer's department. So that'll be the first hook onto Chief, and no, sorry, the second hook onto Chief rather, and almost him out of the game. We're at the Tycon.
Yeah, this is the Tycon already, and I think at least we are playing to, you know, the script of the game. As we see Chief's name, the brackets tunnel out, and Canna's just picked them for the tunnel out, so it only makes sense, right? As we're going to be seeing the ace in the main building, there's a Bravo injured, but I mean, Canna can just sit here and wait. He literally is just sitting here in between the two of the most progressive gens on the map, a bunch of injured survivors, and I mean, he's just happy to kind of see this one play out. All he needs is one more hook on any survivor, and that will be the win, as we'll be seeing the down here. But the thing is, Canna isn't playing for just the win con. I think they're just playing for the best possible 4K at this stage, and trying to make a statement with one of their first killer games with what you said, like in over a year. So, and we do spot another survivor. So this could be a 4K5. No way. This would be absolutely crazy. What a first game back to 4K5 on the kill side.
Brothers just threw down the walking stick and said, hang on guys, I got this, just wait. He's got a 4K5, it's absolutely crazy. I blinked, I looked away, and I see two bros on the floor, one dead now. Tasso and Chase, G up Tasso, you have to for your team right now. You can't let this happen to you, my lord. And now we're gonna be taking what seems to be the final chase over around to the 8th section of the map. Barely missing that swing on the side of Canna, so Hasso playing really good for what it's worth. If only this chase had happened a little bit earlier on in the trial. Now the hindrance status effect after being hit by the power is going to result in a tag. Sloppy Butcher coming into effect, and Canna's going to be following up this chase with what seems to be another quick tag onto our Tasso, and it is a 4K5. We said we just need to beat the win con of, you know, meet the win con of 3 stages. Bro said, screw that. I'm going for the best possible result against a 4K5.
This is probably what the biggest discrepancy the entire season, probably in score, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can't really defend it. I mean, in all honesty, I just think even the boys know that there was a few.
Okay. At least they're in good spirits or have a bit of fun on the side, I suppose. That was so weird. I don't even know what to think about that.
I think they're in agreement with the fact that they made too many macro mistakes and kind of just capitalized on all of them, you know. He's the specialty in like those very obscure killers, and you see it why now. Played on Dead Dog Saloon for like the longest time when Xenobite was on that balancing, if you do remember, over in the DBO